Hello, we're back. We're back on board with Scott Bennett. He is just entering, or what will be this. He's going to be midway through the second sector, I believe, through his little chicane. Then going. I hate this bit of the track. I really do. I usually go around the Hungaroring in F1 2012, and this is a nightmare. All between braking zones, flat out. You want to go on the power a little bit, but not too much. Scott Bennett, though, seems to have traversed it well enough, nice and clean, nice and solid, down to this very tight right-hander where, of course, in Formula 1 last year, Maldonado showed how not to overtake. I imagine there might be a few problems there, actually, but we'll just have to wait and see. Rounding the penultimate corner for the second time on his way out on track, and Scott Bennett now rounds the final corner. Such a crucial corner to get lots of momentum out to try and across the line. He powers out a nice, clean, solid lap from what we've seen of Scott Bennett, and he sets the provisional pole time of a 1:47.2. Absolutely smashed out the park by Dimitri Dulmeister for Woods Racing with a 1:46.4. And Ilja Vrcalo, who was looking quite competitive actually last time out of the Red Bull Ring, slots in only 2/10 ahead of Bennett with a 1:47.04 in a vision. Oh, and his teammate there, Bart de Vos, has gone 8/10 quicker, actually. So already Bart de Vos really stamping down on who is in charge in the vision in the WSS. So who is out on track as well? Roy Schroten's just rounding the final corner now. I'm just going to have a look at someone who is starting their lap. Who's out on track? Right, let's go on to P24, Vidas Balchunas for Vod Bull Racing. Now, Vidas was, oh, dearie me, huge lock up into turn 1. That's going to have lost him a heap of time. Now, Vidas, his previous teammate at the Red Bull Ring was Govind Keeney, and in light of recent events, Govind has actually been, he's had his super license removed. Basically, he can't race anymore, and he was disqualified from last season's events. So, last season what am I talking about? Last race's events. So he's got a new teammate now in the form of Nicola Mussolino, and we'll just see how he does as he continues this lap. Vidas, oh dear, he had a bit of an issue there. I wasn't looking, I was looking at something else. Right, so looks like Vidas has completely botched up his lap. I love that stuff. Right. And
we have got one of the Epic Racing cars. Sorry. And yeah, just to say we are very sorry for the sort of the slight mistake at the start of the broadcast, which meant that we actually missed a few minutes as we were on the wrong stream. So sorry for that. We are back on stream 2. So yeah, now so back to his lap. Epic Race. Oh no, it's on a. I think he's on an outlap as one of the. Yep. Yeah, Simics were just storming past. Hopefully Simic have a better time here than they did last week in the Formula Challenge, if you caught that, where both of their drivers flipped out. Both of their drivers flipped out in open wheel race cars.
It's not exactly the best of situations to be in. Neither was it the best of situations in World GT, where neither Dave Carr-Smith nor James Shepherd showed up to try and win the race at all. But to be fair, I think the WSS Simming Motorsport team are doing better than they expected. At Red Bull Ring they sounded quite downhearted, but they shouldn't be worried. They are actually third in the Constructors, as we said, and they're definitely in the title hunt if they keep on plugging away at those results. So, let's go on board with the Epic Racing car which you were talking about, Mr. Andy Smith. He's just starting his lap now, and we've seen a couple of weird laps. I'm sure the viewers at home might have seen Balchunas. Whatever happened to him, well, he didn't look like he was happy anyway after his massive lock-up into turn 1. Not something that Andy Smith has done. He's taken it very nicely. Ran out a little bit wide.
Yeah, he did use all of that runoff possible. Yeah, and using all the track now. Now he had an absolutely disastrous Superpole quali in Austria, I remember. It was about, what, like 8 seconds off the pace or something ridiculous like that. So
all I'd say
he can sort that out.
All I'd say is that if he manages to set a time, he's doing better than others. As he's talking about, if he finishes his lap alone, it's, oh my word, he's gone, well, he's completely. I don't know, you need binoculars to see the apex and where he was going off into, but yeah, the point remains, if you finish a lap, you've actually set a time, and you are, well, he's already going to be beaten by the Spaltunas, if indeed he finishes this, and well, he's avoiding those apexes like it's a plague, goodness me.
And I've got to say, I think it'd be very important to get a lap in, because currently it is looking rather dark. The clouds and, you know, it's almost like you can hear thunder in some ways. It's getting very dark, and you know, in the next 6 minutes, rain could definitely pour down, and anyone who's leaving into the last minute will definitely have some problems.
Well, we're going to continue with Andy Smith now. From what I've seen, he does not look happy with that car whatsoever. He's, oh my goodness me, it's like a milk van going around the circuit at the moment. No offense to Andy Smith, he probably is a very good driver in other cars, but it's, oh dearie me, it's not looking like a good lap at all, and he's going to round the final corner. I reckon we might be seeing a 149 cracked here, unfortunately, for poor old Andy Smith. His teammate Lee Davidson is currently bottom of the pile in P13 with a 148.4. Can Andy Smith do any worse? Yes, he can. A 155.8 for the Epic Racing team. Not doing so epic there. A shame, but, well, it was never looking good from the outset, I guess.
Yeah, there's also Scott Sovic in behind, who's qualified in 14th now for FA Racing, and we have one of the Drake Racing cars out in the middle sector. I can't tell which one it is.
Is that David Gaspers? That's David Gaspers. While we're watching David Gaspers on his flying lap, let's give you a little rundown of the top 10 so far. So CSG have picked up Pedro Malim from World GT. Oh, such a heartbreaking story there. Came out in the lead and then threw it all away. He's currently on provisional pole by 3/10 from Simmings. Tom Parker, good job there ahead of Sean Stroud, but Sean's a very quick starter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing well here again. Fourth is Roy Schroten, the other Simming car, followed by Ben Warren for Racing Team Schroten, the team that Roy actually manages. Then we have Bart DeVos for Innovision, Morten Wernerson for Royal Blue, Dimitri Demulmeister for Woods, Miles Dixon for Slipstream, and Paul Joseph currently rounds out the top 10 for Royal Blue. Can Dave Gaspers join or make that difference? Yes, he can. Sixth for David Gaspers, but I don't think he'll be happy with that. Third or fourth in the practice session for the Drake Racing team, and well, it's a good starting position if he manages to maintain it, but, you know.
Well, this is actually his first ever GPVWC Super Pole session.
Is this really?
Yeah, because he joined in the 2012 Formula Challenge, which was all sort of normal qualifying session, to put it nicely, and then here you got Super League, which was...
Oh gosh, he wasn't here in he wasn't here last year with...
Austria.
No,
so
he wasn't.
His first ever Super Bowl.
Well, good effort there from David on his first ever Super Bowl. Let's just hope he remembers to bring it back into the pit rather than go around and disqualify himself again.
Oh, is this... Oh, sorry. We've got a Midnight on track. Just entering the final sector.
Yeah,
looking quite quick so far.
It is Alex Cooper on his outlap. So if he's looking good on his outlap, then he should be good. The other Simic driver, no, not Simic, the other Midnight driver, Ryan Gilmore, has actually started his qualifying lap, but I think we'll stick with Alex Cooper.
Oh, okay.
And I'll keep an eye on where Ryan goes, of course. Midnight didn't do as well as they would have liked to. Ryan had a bit of a mare.
I don't think they did too badly, considering that Alex is second in the table, and after an opening lap collision with his own teammate. No, sorry, wait, was that? Yeah, that was them. Yeah.
That was WSS. Yeah.
Yeah, they managed to recover well. Obviously, Alex won the second race, and now let's see if he can repeat that performance. He's also got a win in the World GT Series this year, if I am correct. Yes.
He is, yeah. No, well, actually, he won in Austria, in fact. And goodness me, well, he threw that into the corner, didn't he? I mean, I know it's not exactly a tyre-friendly circuit, but you shouldn't be doing that, Mr. Cooper. But I think you're right. Cooper's on a bit of a charge at the moment in GPVWC over all, in fact, of the sectors. He's won in Super League, he's won in World GT, and he won the second race in Austria in WSS, so he's won in everything he's competing in. Certainly something which is going to be helping him, considering his teammate is indeed in other thingies. What I'm talking about. Yeah, his other teammate is Lucas Euler in both World GT and WSS. In here, it's Ryan Gilmore. Ryan hasn't got off to a good start, and this is really a chance for Alex to show just how good a driver he is as what is looking to be the lead driver. No offense to Ryan, but he needs to pull his socks up. Of course, they are both on their quali laps as we speak, and I'm just having a look on the leaderboard to see where Ryan is popping in. I haven't actually seen him come across the line.
Yeah, he's just coming across the line now, but we're just watching Alex Cooper.
Right.
So he's just in the final 2 corners now. He's reasonably tight. He's using quite a lot of the track and that pit entrance on the exit of the corner, now going into the final corner. He needs to get a good exit. Gilmore still hasn't crossed the line.
Where is Ryan Gilmore? I can't...
Has he crashed out? Well, meanwhile, Andy Cooper takes the lead. 44.3. That's exactly what he needed to do.
That's lovely. Where on earth is... Oh dear, Ryan Gilmore crashed out.
No, probably best... probably best that we didn't watch him. Meanwhile, we have Oscar Hardwick, the number 0 car for Milk Racing Team, the championship leader. Oh, sliding a lot. I think this might be his outlap. Or is it?
It's his flying lap. His teammate, Kyle Williams, who's deputising, I believe, for Martin Palm today, left the game and has not returned since. So only one Milk Racing in qualifying. Oscar's going to have to do something quite special here to beat Alex Cooper, his championship leader. Will he be the leader of the race at the start of race 1? He rounds the final corner to come out onto the pit straight now, and he crosses the line to go second by 4/10. He's, well, you can't really complain with second. It's not a bad result, but considering that your main championship rival at the moment is first, that's, oh dear. That's
we also see we'll see Aaron Neiman cross the line for 11th position. Is there anyone who hasn't done a lap yet? As there's now less than 1 minute to go.
Last man out on track at the moment is Petter Kassa for Target Racing. No, Target Racing here. And he's locking up all over the place. A lot of people say he's so confident he didn't need to go out and do any laps at all in free practice.
Where is he? Where is he on track?
He's currently the chicane. We also have here Aaron Shergill for United Racers. I believe that this actually stems from Ehab Abbas, basically saying 10 minutes before the show started, I need a driver. Hello, Aaron. Nice to have you with us. I know it's... Well, God, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope he's acquainted himself with WSS cars, otherwise he's going to be in a spot of bother. Anyway, Petrkas is now in the 3rd sector, locking up once again. Dearie me. He's not looking happy at all with the tyres.
Pitted. He's getting done.
He's just coming around the final corner now. Tyres screeching.
Have I missed something?
No, Petrkas is coming around. He's just on the pit straight now.
Oh,
P24.
I just never saw him.
And in fact, he goes across the line to say, "Oh, good, that was oh my goodness, he was second."
What?
Well, he's gone second with a 144.4, 1/10 behind Cooper, adding to Hardwick's misery of not getting pole. And well, I am really interested to see how this is going to play out with Petter, because his tyres were screaming all over the place, and they're still screaming on his in-lap now. So, well, a midnight Target front row. Certainly looking like an interesting race. The rest of the top 10 is Oscar Hardwick, P3, Pedro Malim, P4, Tom Parker, P5, Sean Stroud, P6, Roy Schroten, P7, Ben Warren, P8, David Gaspers, P9, and Bart DeVos for Innovision rounds out the top 10.
I think some of those good performances. I think Pedro Malim's done very well there for CSG Racing. 4th is not bad, as he's only been at GPVWC for a couple of weeks now. Ben Warren, 8th position for Racing Team Drone, and again another good performance. I'm just trying to look a bit further back. I think for Woods Racing, Dimitri Dominumis has had a good quali so far. 13th position is too bad after watching him at Austria, where he made many mistakes. I can't remember if he got any points, but if he did, he didn't get many. Who else?
I believe Dimitri Dominumis actually only got 1 point, I believe. So.
And Glenn Guest also wasn't qualified. He's in 28th position. He was sort of finding the midfield sort of last time, so he's got to make his way up a bit. Obviously, Ryan Gilmore, 25th, no qualifying there for him. Andy Smith is at the back, and he has done quali. And Vivol Bull, Valdes Balchinus, he hasn't done a lap any also.
Yeah, he crashed out. I missed it because I was looking at other things. Silly James, you should keep your eyes on track, sir. But yeah, that was a very interesting qualifying. I think Petter Kassa in Target Racing will be over the moon with that because, well, It's his entrance into WSS, I believe, or his first time here in WSS. And well, we know he's a quick driver, but as I said, I'm seriously worried about his tyre wear because that car sounded like he was screaming at every available opportunity.
Yeah, and a tyre wear is going to be very important here. It's a very twisty circuit. Very twisty circuit. It's a 15-lap race, so it's not too long in terms of tyre wear. But these Porsche cars do eat their tyres quite quickly, and you'll definitely see a major time difference as the race goes on to see the difference between the people who have saved the tyres and the drivers who have not.
So, while we're in warm-up, I think we should tell the viewers about the change happening between races 1 and 2. Now, you may remember last time out, we had the top 15 cars reversed, just like in Formula Challenge. Well, Formula Challenge has changed its rules, so the top 15 to 20 are being reversed. That is exactly what is happening here as well. So, as if to add more drama to the production that we've got going on here, well, we're going to have the top 15 to 20 reversed, and it's certainly going to put an interesting spin on things. We will be doing this live. I shall be using the random.org number generator to decipher a number. And, well, I pray for the person who's going to be on pole. Because currently, well, only 5 people are going to be in the running. P15 to P20, and well, I'm not sure whether they've ever started on pole position before, but they're certainly going to have experience of it here today.
Well, yeah, and I think it's good for the league in a way, because it means it gives more drivers a chance of racing, and it also means that, let's say if you are in 20th position, it's not like you can just stop racing. You have to try and fight maybe for 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th. You know, the top 15, all of them will definitely be in the reverse grid. But it gives a chance to maybe people that are slightly pack, you know, didn't get points in race 1, maybe just missed out. It gives them a chance to just have a bit more luck in race 2, and it also means that, you know, as I've said, they have to fight higher up. You can't just be like, oh damn, oh no, that's down 20, I'm not going to be in the reverse grid. And then actually you realise, oh actually, I might be in the reverse grid, but if I get, let's say, 19th or 18th, I might have a better chance of being in the reverse grid. So it just gives a bit more to race for.
I can actually sympathise with this, and I'm not going to blow my own horn or anything because I know I'm not the best sim racer, but over on GRC, which I know a number of these drivers do race at, I actually got moved because of the reverse grid onto pole position at an event a couple of weeks ago, and my highest position before then was 6th, and because I was on pole position I finished 4th. And, well, I was only 2 tenths ahead of the guy behind, but had I not been on pole position, I certainly would have been a lot lower. And so, you're absolutely right. You know, these guys, 15th to 20th, you know, whoever's going to be on pole position there, really is a good chance to score points, whereas before they might not have. But with pole position comes the stress of being there. And I can tell you from being on the front row myself, a driver who is not supposed to be there, in most situations, I think, will be very much dreading how the start goes and everything. And so who do you reckon's going to cook under pressure here? You know, not just in regards of, you know, who might be on pole for race 2, but we've got new faces here, and we've got people who have possibly underperformed a bit, and we've got people who may have bad tyre wear.
I think we'll just have to wait and see. I think Peter Custer's one of those drivers that has a lot to prove. He hasn't, well, you know, it's his sort of, you know, it's his entry into the league for the team, and I don't know. I don't think he's going to have the good enough race pace for both of these races today. And there was something I was going to say, but you made me forget it. So well done, man. I'm
good at making people forget stuff.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say about last at Austria, where we had Simon Crane, who would never in a million years be fighting for the win, had to defend for multiple laps against Alex Cooper. Now, okay, didn't fully go to plan for him, but he was in the lead for a couple of laps, and he would never have been in that situation if it wasn't for the reverse grid and a bit of luck as other drivers got taken out. And that's another thing.
I think you're a slightly bit harsh on Simon Crane. I mean, to be fair, his defensive performance was outstanding.
Yeah, I know. I was meaning the actual result wasn't as good as it could have been.
Ah, yes.
It all sort of fell away near the end, but one disadvantage about starting at the top is that you'll probably have quite a lot of faster, aggressive drivers that well, they'll be much faster than you, so they'll try and overtake you as quickly as possible to decrease the time loss from you, and that can lead to crashes and mistakes, which we did see a lot through with some of the people starting on the front row. And so yeah, again, there are advantages and disadvantages. If you have someone which is much slower starting on the front compared to, let's say, in third position was Oscar Hardwick, the championship leader, then there may be problems, because obviously Oscar Hardwick would like to get away from him as quickly as possible to reduce the time lost when fighting behind him. I'm not just letting you know, I'm not trying to say that Oscar Hardwick would put people off, okay? I'm not, I'm not trying to say that.
No, I completely get what you say, because it's very much the case that no driver is perfect, and the fastest drivers can get caught out by slow starters. I mean, it's a perfectly conceivable scenario, and you know, you don't need things to boil over necessarily between two drivers. You just need one driver to be slower, one driver to be one of the fastest in the grid, and to be caught out by an early braking zone is a very easy thing to do, especially if you're right on the back bumper. So we're just getting a little server information, so 15 laps plus the formation lap. We are making sure that people are careful into turn 1. It is a very long braking zone, and we've had shouts of Pinball Wizard in the free practice session, so hopefully we won't have too much of that. Hopefully we'll have, well, I'm rather hoping for another cracking start by Sean Stroud, because he led the race. I think it was only for a short amount of time, but yeah, he's quick in these cars.
Yeah,
he's desperately unlucky to retire in World GT, but yeah, well, he's definitely, well, he's 4th in the championship, 4th in race 1 last time out, and 4th in race 2 last time out as well.
Well, anyone who can start from like the 3rd or 4th row and then be leading into turn 2 deserves a medal. They deserve some sort of medal or trophy for that, as we see Sean Stroud's not as good skill set for spinning at a full throttle corner.
Well, we've got about a minute or so left, a minute and a half, until we get going on the formation lap. I'm going to press you for a prediction for the race win, good sir.
I'll go for the championship leader, Oscar Hardwick. He may be starting on the 2nd row, but I think he'll have the race pace compared to Alex Cooper. And obviously Peter Carter.
I think that it will be Alex Cooper. I think he's on a roll. I really do. And although I'd like to say Peter Casa, I've got a sneaking suspicion. I reckon he's going to lead this race at some point, but those tyres are just going to fall away from him, I reckon. Just looking at the free practice and qualifying efforts that he's made, at least.
I actually agree with you. I think that can happen. He definitely has the pace, you know, to beat Oscar Hardwick, who's the championship leader, and to actually be in the group for, you know, fighting for pole in his first race is not a bad achievement, to say the least. And it shows he's got the 1 lap pace anyway, which means he may be better at the starts. But you know, you were commentating on his commenting on his tyre wear, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
he was screeching all over the place. You know, you hear some of these cars, no worries. You know, it just didn't sound like a car that was happy. You can see when a car's not happy, but you can also hear when a car's not happy, and that, well, it wasn't a car necessarily, but the tyres were screaming for all their worth. Of course, we'll just have to wait and see what happens as we finish warm-up now, and we advance to
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So if I just get the lead up, and then we can run through the grid, as we haven't really gone through the grid yet. We've only really gone through the top 10.
Yes. Waiting for everyone to go on to track. We've got a little bit of a wait yet. Remember, 15 laps of action. We're rather hoping for not a high attrition rate. That would be the worst thing to happen. But yeah. Who is... got people going to the track now. There's a number of people who still haven't made it. And I remember we had this problem. Ah, good. There we go. They leave it late.
Oh?
Have we
There's a few people... some people...
They do leave it late.
I think I think that might have been Sean Stroud there who was leaving it until the very last second.
It was actually Pedro Malim. It was Pedro Malim in fourth. But anyway, let's get to him in due time. Let's go around on the formation lap with Alex Cooper leading us off on pole position, followed by Petter Kassa for Target Racing. We have Oscar Hardwick for Milk Racing, the championship leader, followed by Pedro Malim. Had a bit of a mare in Austria in World GT. Can he redeem himself here in WSS? He's on the second row of the grid. We'll see what he can do. Then we've got Tom Parker in fifth for Simming Motorsport, followed by the rocket starter himself, Sean Stroud, who's followed by Tom Parker's teammate indeed, Roy Schroten. He got second in World GT last time out in Austria, so he's going to be on a personal high.
And he's actually ahead of Ben Warren in the racing team, Schroten.
Indeed he is, so he's going to be saying, stay back Ben, this is my town now. Well, I don't know where that will be him. He's a very nice man, but we digress. In ninth is David Gaspers for Drake Racing. We'll see whether he can continue his good race pace over the race. Bart de Vos on his first WSS race here this season with Innovisions at 10th. Then we have Morten Bernison, 11th for Royal Blue. Ari Niemanen, 12th for Target Racing. Dimitri Demurmeister for Woods. Jordan Weeks for FA.
That's
Miles
his second.
Dixon.
That's his second poor qualifying performance in a row there from Jordan Weeks. Now, it really did affect him in race 1 at Austria, because he mainly had to fight through the traffic from about midfield to to try and fight for the podium, and it's going to happen again. And this is not a track which is easy to overtake on, so very disappointing there for the FA racing driver. So let's go on to Miles Dixon. I just thought that was a rather important point.
No, that is a very important point, especially given they got a podium in race 2. But we're going to rush through now. We've got Miles Dixon Slipstream, Paul Joseph Royal Blue, Jake Cooper from Infinity, Ilya Bracalo for Innovision, very poor qualifying from him there, Scott Bennett for RTS, Nicola Mussolino for Vodball, Scott Sovic for FA, Chris Williamson for Woods, the two epics of Lee Davidson and Andy Smith, and rounding out the field is Vidas Valtunas for Vodball, Aaron Shergill for United Racers, and Glenn Guest. He's not had the luck with the connection in GPVWC so far, and he's going to be starting from the back. It might be good for him, as he might not get involved in the carnage, but we'll just have to wait and see. He's a very good driver, nevertheless.
Did you miss out Ryan Gilmore? I never heard you say his name.
Ryan Gilmore is 25th.
Yeah, he's 20. Yeah, I never actually heard you say his name.
I probably skipped him. My apologies. So Ryan Gilmore is starting 25th. So we are watching the grid now as we wait for the 5 lights. 2, 3, 4 lights. And here at the Hungaroring, we are racing. It's a very poor start from Alex Cooper with, oh my goodness, Petter Kassa goes into the lead already. My prediction comes true. Look at Sean Stroud there in the background trying to get on the inside of Tom Parker. And also look at Pedro Malim. He's up into second as we come piling down into turn 1. Hopefully we won't have too many incidents. Oh, it's all shifting, it's all shrifting there in the midfield.
It's really clean at the back. I've got to say, it is very clean. I can't see any cars off. So, yeah, we have Petter Kassa in the lead with Oscar Hardwick in second and Pedro Malim in third.
Yeah,
oh, wait, it's Sean Stroud, actually. No, the final position.
Basically, no worries. This is actually extremely impressive stuff from everyone. So, leading as we go into Sector 2. I'm not sure where Sector 2 is, but anyway, we've got Petter Kassa leading from Oscar Hardwick, Pedro Malim, Sean Stroud, another great start up into 4th. Alex Cooper shuffled down to 5th, terrible start for him. And Tom Parker maintains 6th, David Gaspers 7th, Roy Schroten 8th, Bart de Vos up to 9th, and Morten Bernison up into 10th as we enter this tight chicane. Petter Kassa and Oscar Hardwick starting to get a little gap on the CSG boys, who are going to be in for a very, very good result indeed as we now go into this. Well, it's my worst part of the track, but well, it's certainly going to be an interesting and separating the boys from the men in this WSS race. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm just losing. I'm lost for words. Petter Kassa leads the race. It's unbelievable. But we have my issue that I brought up of his tyre wear. How long will he last? As there's Alex Cooper looking out to make a move on Sean Stroud. Nothing doing there. It's a very tight right-hander, and well, yeah, there's a lot of incidents there in many races, in both real life and sim racing, which prove why you shouldn't try and overtake there. Oh no, Sean Stroud's round! Sean Stroud is round and he's got to wait. Oh, that's such a shame.
And I also... What do you think? That's very disappointing for him. So he had a really good start and then he wasted his opportunity completely. And he's finally rejoined right at the back. Oh. Meanwhile, Jordan Weeks is also really trying to get up the field. He's only in, let me see where it is actually, as they all come across. And he's only 14th. And considering that Stroud spun, he's actually lost positions.
Oh, that's such a shame. He DNF'd in race. No, not race. He DNF'd in lap 1 at World GT as well. This isn't going to get his confidence. However, that said, he can still work towards a top 20 position, which will get him in the running for the reverse grid. He can certainly aim for that. And I'll tell you what, if he's starting near enough pole position then, well, who knows what can happen.
Oh. Sorry,
no, there's nothing wrong there. Don't worry, we're still going. So, Petr Kasser still leading the way. He's only 5/10 ahead of Oscar Hardwick, though. Pedro Malim, he's doing well. I really hope he stays on the road, because he played a masterstroke of strategy in World GT, only to throw it all away. And then, goodness, we've got a lovely gaggle of cars in the midfield here. Alex Cooper is in 4th and leading away from a little dimming sandwich train thingamabob here. We've got Tom Parker, followed closely by David Gaspers, and Roy Schroten is still there in the background in 7th, and Bart de Vos is a little bit behind there. He's actually closely followed by Bernardson, and Ben Warren, I believe, has actually lost places there. He's down in 10th and a little way behind the Innovision and Royal Blue drivers, so still close racing. And we've had one retirement so far, coming up to the end of lap 2, and that is Scott Sovic for FA Racing. So another terrible start there to the Norwegians' campaign. I believe he's Norwegian anyway.
Yeah, he's Norwegian, but he sounds very Scottish. So they come across the line now. Petr Kasser taking the fastest lap, and yes, he does sound very Scottish. So yeah, Petr Kasser has the fastest lap, so he does seem to be pretty good now at the start of the races when the tyres are at their peak. But we'll see how he goes later on. Hardwick is now over a second behind. Not that it really makes too much difference.
Oh yeah, it's that burning, well, literally burning question. Oh, look at the lock-up for Petr Kasser there. He's burning through the tyres.
Oh, well, someone who also looks to be burning up through his tyres is Malim. He's in 3rd, and he's being heavily caught up now by Alex Cooper. He's right on the back of him. And look at this, also this train of cars behind, including David Gaspers, who are really do seem to be closing in, I think.
We did say, we were talking about race pace as possibly, you know, a defining factor in this race, and Alex Cooper definitely looks to have the better. He's going to have a look up on the inside of chicane, nothing doing there. Malim manages to hold off the Englishman for now, but one must wonder, with 13 laps still to go of this race, I reckon Malim's going to be taken, and with Cooper behind Malim, that's allowing Tom Parker and David Gaspers in particular to catch up with him. So it's all going to be about who can get past Malim first and who can get past him later. Obviously the ones who are later will be the ones most disadvantaged.
Well, yeah, it seems like obviously Midnight and Simic are both part of the PGE group, and they do seem to be working together in this Tin Top Series. But currently on this circuit, there's been no overtaking opportunities, except for that small one at the chicane for Alex Cooper. Looking further back, we've still got this monstrous battle here involving De Vos and Bernardson. Petr Kasser now extended his lead to Hardwick to 1.5 seconds. He gained another 4/10. Oh, and we have
we've got Bernardson.
Going against Bart De Vos, the Belgian, into turn 1. Royal Blue versus Innovision. Oh, we got... Oh, sorry, I thought it was David Gaspers there.
Oh, well held by Bart De Vos there to go around the outside of Bernardson. And what this has done by these two battling is Ben Warren is now catching up to the back. And in fact, he's going to try and make a move on Bernardson into the next corner. And very, very, very tight stuff there from Ben. Just about holds it in for Racing Team Schroden. But yeah, this battle is all kicking off. And actually, looking back, it's a bit further back. It's really, really kicking off.
We got Demudemeister, Nielsen, Weeks, and Gilmore. So Gilmore's made his way up now, just behind Weeks. Dixon's a bit further behind there. Oh
my word! The people going off all over the place. So yeah, all these cars separated by. Well, let's see. We've got Miles Dixon. Well, we can't really consider Miles the backers. Oh my goodness me! There's a target going off there, and there's Jordan Weeks. He's got past Ryan Gilmore. I think I've got no idea what's going on.
Weeks already headed Gilmore. Gilmore's starting in the back. He's trying to overtake the
target racing of
Target.
Yeah,
I keep thinking of Torrit for some reason.
No.
I do keep thinking of Petr Kasser as a Torrit motorsport driver.
But it doesn't matter. Oh my god, it's really, really close stuff. These 4 drivers currently covered by 9/10 of a second. This is really threading the needle stuff. And well, yeah, let's have a little. Well, let's keep on with these for the next lap or so.
Miles Dixon's also closed right back in there, so now it's sort of a five-car group.
Keep in mind, we've also got Jake Cooper on the back there who might be joining on as well. As let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep an eye on Dunmil Misa as we go on to lap 4 of 15. Will Nieminen make a move? Misa goes very heavy on the offensive. What's going on?
I was just saying about the defensive move.
Yeah, it's certainly something awe-inspiring. Dunmil Misa tries to go around the outside of Nieminen. He holds on just about in a similar fashion to Bart de Vos, but Nieminen is right outside the he's on the right side of Dunmil Misa, and oh my goodness, been trying to hang on, and Dunmil Misa's round! And he's hit Ryan Gilmore there, the midnight driver. Does not get any luck in this series, and Jordan Weeks and Harry Nieminen really benefiting that. Miles Dixon as well. Harry Nieminen up into 11th, Jordan Weeks up into 12th, and Miles Dixon up into 13th, and harrying the back of the FA Racing driver. Already Ryan Gilmore will be bitterly disappointed, as will Dunmil Misa in fact.
And yeah, we had such a good run going. Yes, he really needs these good results. As I wouldn't say that this season's been a success. I wouldn't say the 2013 season, both the actual main career ladder and the Tin Top Series have been successful as his debut in the 2012 season.
Update back on the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th. Morten Vernonson has got round Bart de Vos, and the Belgian looks to be really struggling already. Ben Warren is really hassling the back of him already, and what this is allowing to happen is Harry Nieminen, who's just broken away from the huge scrap he was just involved in, is now right onto the back of Ben Warren as well. So still all to play for in the midfield. Your runners and riders up at the front. Petter Kassa now 2.2. 2.6 even now, ahead of Oscar Hardwick in second. Pedro Malim has managed to hold on to third. I'm very impressed, but he's got a bit of a Malim train going on, with Cooper now actually trying to make amends on the inside. Malim just about holding on. Good defensive driving from the Portuguese, but I mean, his defensive driving has allowed the Simic sandwich of Parker, Gaspers and Schroten to be able to catch up in effect, and it's very much about attacking and defending at the same time. Very close racing for third, fourth, fifth and sixth, and Ben Warren!
Oh, he gone round, that was
Harry Nieminen!
From target, Harry Nieminen. He just spun on his own really. He caught up Ben Warren and also De Vos, who'd been overtaken by Wernerson, and then just spun in turn 2, very similar to Demulemister actually. And now he dropped right down. He's still ahead of Demulemister though, so that's not too bad if you can make the same mistake. Oh, is that Jordan Weeks?
Jordan Weeks is off as well. He's just had a bit of a moment going into the second, or into this right-hander, or just on the run up to the chicane. And yeah, Jeremy, it's all kicking off in the midfield as we speak, dearie me. Ryan Gilmore back into 12th, actually.
You know who this has helped?
Who?
Miles Dixon.
Indeed. He's now in 11th.
Yeah.
And actually, he's just behind Bart de Vos, who has been overtaken by Ben Warren, and Ben Miles Dixon going a bit wide there. But Bart de Vos is falling back, and that will not do him any favours whatsoever. I think I'd like to have a little look back up at the front with P3, 4, 5, 6, and indeed 7 in a train covered by 1.4 seconds. This is very close stuff, and we'll see whether Cooper's got enough speed on Malim to try and edge something. I think Malim's actually starting to pull away from this train. Alex Cooper this lap will more than likely have had to defend from the Simink Drake and other Simink driver into turn 1. Indeed, there's really nothing doing, although Malim's had a bit of a poor exit, and I think it's here in this first sector where he loses a lot of time to Cooper. Over the rest of the lap, however, he seems to put it away, and especially in that final corner where, as I said, the exit is key to get the most speed out onto what is one of the longest pit straights on the WSS calendar.
Yeah, it is one of the longest for the actual WSS calendar, but the rest of the track, well, that's it really. That's it. The rest of the track, nothing more said. It's a difficult one, is Hungaroring. Like, as I said before, I've never been a fan of it. There's always that Tom Parker looking up the inside of Cooper, nothing doing into the chicane, but Parker's looking racy. And he's not had much luck in World GT, but he's doing a stand-up job for Simink here. Hassling the back of a race winner like Cooper. Good stuff here from the Englishman. Yeah, I'm just currently watching Sean Stroud right on the back of Dominic. He's going for taking the hairpin. He can't make it stick. So both these people have had spins earlier on the race. Now they're fighting in the middle sector.
Oh dear, Sean Stroud, what was that? That was a very poorly judged move from the Englishman. I would have thought he'd thought better. Demille Meester, an innocent bystander there, and Sean Stroud rejoins amazingly, still in P20, still got a chance to get from first pole.
Well, I sort of think you answered your own question there with what was he doing. It was, as you said, it was an illy judged move.
Yeah, indeed. Well, there we go. Sometimes the worst comes out of people who are thought to be good, and Sean Stroud not exactly having a shining moment.
This can't be right, can it?
What can't be right?
Is this Cooper down? Cooper's now lost tons of positions.
Oh, he has.
He's now down in, what's that? No, sorry, that's Gilmore, sorry, I think.
No, you're absolutely right. Cooper has had a moment. He's down in P7, miles behind Roy Schroeter. In fact,
Mal Dixon spun. Mal Dixon spun, so that was his brilliant run just gone to an end. And here he is then. So Alex Cooper down in 8th position. I'll try and find out what happened.
He's in 7th at the moment. You look for the replay.
Dixon.
Yeah, just to explain, he managed to get past Morten Vernonson at turn 1 again, and Morten Vernonson really looking to start getting racing, but is there any light to shine? What happened to Cooper?
I can't see anything. I think it might have been... Oh, I don't know. It looks like he was in the first sector. I really can't see. It seems so far back. It looks like it might have been in turn 1 or something.
No, it wouldn't have been turn 1.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't find out.
Well,
unless I was looking at the wrong person.
He's there now. He's there now, and that means that Pedro Malim for CSG Racing is now in a podium position. However, that said, and where's... Oh dear, I think that might have had it. Well, I think Cooper might have had a complication with Tom Parker possibly, because Tom Parker is now down in 6th. So your current top 10 as it stands now is Petter Kassa leading by 4.2 seconds. The tyre wear not showing at the moment, and David Gasper's had a moment as well, and Roy Schroeter's gone past and is back into a Simwing sandwich. We could call it a Simwich.
I just understood why I couldn't find out what happened to Alex Cooper, because I was looking at the replay of Ryan Gilmore.
Ah, nicely done. Well, I think it's regards. We'll possibly delve into it after the racing. It's a bit of a past moment now, but it's been all kicking off now from P3.
Oh, watch Roy Schroeter, look at this. Roy Schroeter's getting a slipstream from, that was the Epic Racing driver, just to try and defend from David Gaspers for Drake Racing. He got so far closer behind. And it's certainly a really good race for him. He's currently in 4th position. Menem in 3rd, obviously.
He's capitalised on Tom Parker and Cooper falling back, and he's, well, as I said, his personal confidence is going to be on a real high after getting 2nd in World GT, but fair play to Malim. He didn't have the most... Oh, did someone go wide there? That was Andy Smith, it was back marker. Yeah, as I was saying, Malim, he's bouncing back from something of a poor result after throwing away a win, essentially, in World GT. Currently in the podium positions at the moment, as Tom Parker goes very wide there on the left uphill climb thingy-me-jig. Doing well as the Portuguese man, and with the Simwich still battling away, and in fact David Gasper's trying to look through Roy Schroeter's chicane. He's going to be just wanting to keep a nice steady pace, and we've gone over halfway through the race now. He's got less and less time to hold on for it now.
Well, yeah, only 7 laps to go. Less than half of the race to go, and well, points are obviously important, but for drag racing it isn't as important as it is for simming, because simming are our main championship contenders, unlike drag racing, who didn't have the best of first rounds. But obviously David Gaspers could always improve that for them.
Did you say that this was his first WSS race, essentially?
Well, yes, because he wasn't here in the 2012.
Oh, locking up nastily there.
He wasn't here in the 2012 Sports Series, was he?
We'll have to go and check. Either
I don't
way,
think he was. Anyway,
good job. It's a top 5.
Well, I don't think I care about what the past is right now, because presently he's trying to make a move for 4th position on Schroeter.
He's ahead just about, but locks up, and is he going to try around the outside of Roy Schroeter? Roy Schroeter holds off, and there's a little bit of contact there, a bit naughty from the Danish. He's from the Netherlands. My words escape me. But David Gaspers for Drake Racing really hassling the back of Roy Schroeter, and if his speed is increasing ever more, we have got to keep an eye on how far Malim gets up the road, because if Malim's not able to pull away from the Simwich at the moment, he's going to be in a bit of trouble, because Gaspers is looking really racy. Up at the front, Petter Kassa 4.8 ahead of Hardwick. I think he's maintaining the gap now, but I'm I'm still wondering about his tyre wear. Was the tyre wear forced? Did he have like squeaking noises on the car to make it sound like he had bad tyre wear?
I think well, even if he did have, even if his tyres did start to wear out more than Hardwick's, I really can't see him losing his race. He's got a big enough gap just in case anything does happen with his tyres.
6 seconds he is ahead of Hardwick now. Gained a second on that lap alone.
Bloody hell. There's one problem which is really happening in this race. We see tons of battles, but nothing happening in them.
Let's keep up with simming. I think let's keep up with the simwich because Tom Parker has caught back up to David Gaspers and Roy Schroten. I think Roy, the slowest driver of the lot now, and it's once again this effect of the slowest driver in front holds up the faster drive behind, and all carnage can ensue. Tom Parker's going to get a lovely exit onto the pit straight as we are on lap 10 of 15 now. Malim's still there, not pulling away at all. Can Tom Parker get a slipstream from Gaspers, the drag racing driver, into the first turn? I think he's a bit far back, actually. Little lock-up from Schroten ahead. And, it's very close going on the exit of turn 1. Gaspers going a little bit wide and all. Tom Parker got a little bit crossed up there. He's going to have to do just a little bit more work to try and catch up onto the back. David Gaspers, though, harrying Roy Schroten now. It's drifted from one side of the pendulum to the other, from one Civic attacking the drag to a drag attacking the Civic in front.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far in this race is obviously it is very hard to overtake, and that means that race 2 is going to be an absolute madness, because fast drivers are going to have to somehow overtake the slower drivers. Yeah, they've got to somehow overtake the slower drivers. Now, how is this possible? Yeah. There's only really one main overtaking opportunity, or maybe a slight one in the chicane, but that's not really recommended. And, well, really, it's going to make it a bit easier to defend for the drivers that end up near the front after a poor, or at least a reasonable race 1.
I think people will make opportunities, Bradley. I think that's the thing that we're slightly dismissing here. And, well, as you say, the front runners will be most likely more aggressive.
Well, you say we're making opportunities, but we saw Simon Crane defending very well for a couple of laps, and that was on a track which we thought was very easy to overtake. A track with, fast corners and long straights, which is Austria, A1 ring. And now here, this is one with tons of twisty corners, one, very tight, very thin, and, why should it be any different? If anything, it should be, easier to defend, and it is going to be a trap position. I think that's what it's going to be about. I think in the next race, I can't see Carter winning. I can't even see him getting second. I think a driver like Alex Cooper is currently in 7th.
What we can see, sorry to cut you off, is Roy Schroten has just gone down the inside and bashed Malim out the way to let Gaspers through. I was waiting patiently to see whether anything kicked off. It did, and Malim has been just shuffled down into 5th position. He's still on the back of Gaspers, and oh dearie me, that was a close moment there. But Malim is not happy, and he's hassling the back of Gaspers. Roy Schroten, though, for the second, well, I don't think it's the second consecutive at his race, but second in the Independent Series race at least. He's on the podium once again for, well, not for his racing team Schroten as he did in World GT, but for Simic. Sterling job, a little bit naughty to bash into Malim, but it's all going to kick off now for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and indeed 6th and 7th if Alex Cooper's able to catch up to the back of Tom Parker.
Well, either way, I think we're going to have the most deserving person out of this lot getting the final podium position.
You think he's done enough, do you? And Tom Parker's gone wide. I reckon. Is Cooper going to be on the back of him? And Tom Parker's gone wide. He's gone very wide, and down to 7th he goes. He was looking like he was getting crossed up a lot in that middle twisty section.
No!
Gaspers is off, and dearie me, who did he collect? He collected Roy Schroten. So after all of that, it might be karma, you could say, but I don't think Schroten deserved it that much. But back up into 3rd. Alex Cooper up into 4th. Tom Parker
I've seen what happened. I've seen what happened. So Roy Schroten lost control. David Gaspers had nowhere to go, and in the end, he actually held Roy Schroten. Instead, he pushed Roy Schroten sort of back on the racing line and back straight. Well, he ended up spinning. So very unfortunate there for drag racing, and obviously, in particular, David Gaspers. Schroten's now down to 6th, and Melin's back in the 3rd place that he was just 1 lap ago.
Yeah, but now he's got the man currently sitting 2nd in the championship on a roll with race wins. Alex Cooper behind him. However, Tom Parker and Roy Schroten are not going to let him get away easily. We're on lap 12 and 15. Petr Kasa currently leads 6 seconds ahead of Oscar Hardwick, who's then 14 seconds ahead of this battle for third. Pardon me, fourth, fifth and sixth, and that's one of the back markers going wide. We've got David Gaspers 7th, Morten Bernardsen in 8th, Ben Warren 9th, and Ryan Gilmore, after starting from the back of the grid, he is now up into P10. Sterling effort from the midnight driver there. Just having a little look to see whether we have any more retirements. No, still, Scott Sovic, the only retirement. Attrition rate much lower than I was expecting actually here.
Yeah, you know, with it being such a tight and twisty circuit. Oh, David Gasper's nearly losing control. Clipped the grass out, just noticed. But with such a tight and twisty track, you expect more contact. You expect maybe a few opportunistic moves not going the way, and you expect more contact. And this hasn't happened.
P4, P5, Tom Parker's right on the back of Alex Cooper. I said he wasn't going to let him get away. I didn't realise that he was going to be looking for a move. Tom Parker looking much more like he's in control of the situation. Cooper looking a little bit ragged, if anything. I wonder whether he's suffering from the tyre wear, which we thought that Castle would be at this stage in the race. Not so. And Tom Parker is right in the slipstream of Cooper as we go on to lap 13 of 15. Parker's still in the slipstream. Will he make a late dive? He does go for a late dive, but he's going to pull back in. Save it for another lap. He turns in a bit earlier, and Cooper's gone wide. Can Parker get him? He's currently up into fourth at the moment, but it's side by side going into turn 2, and Tom Parker's gone around the outside. Can Cooper hold it on the inside? I think Parker's got enough speed to hold it onto the inside of this corner, and indeed, well done, Tom Parker. He's up into fourth position.
Yeah, great move there. Really good move actually from Parker, and since the opening lap crash in Austria Race 1, they've sort of held it all together, and now if they just work together, I think if they just work together, they may have a slight chance of getting Melin, but obviously Melin's had a bit of a gap when they've all been fighting, so I think it's going to be a bit too late to actually get that podium position, but anything's possible. Anything is possible.
I'd say Melin would have had the best action, or the best view. Oh, Ryan Gilmore's had a moment. Ryan Gilmore's off! Oh, we were saying he was doing so well. He's had an off down at the entrance to Sector 2, and he's now down to 13. So Ryan Gilmore off there. But yeah, going back to Parker and Melin, I would have said Melin would have had the best view of the action, but he would have been looking backwards. Not the best thing to do. But I consider himself lucky. And Tom Parker is looking very, very racing. Oh, a bit of a tag slapper on the exit there. Going into the penultimate corner now, and Alex Cooper's looking for a move, but Tom Parker's gone wide, and Alex Cooper's back up into fourth position. Tom Parker, well, he couldn't hold it for long, but we have 2 more laps remaining. Can he do anything? I think he may very well be able to, because Alex Cooper is not looking good in that midnight car at the moment.
Well, either way, they need to start working together. They need to stop slowing each other down. They need to stop pressuring each other into mistakes. They are supposed to be teammates and even sort of sister teams in a way, with all 3 of them together. And look at this, Melim's that's it. Melim's got third now, really, because he's just extended his countdown to over a second and a half. Meanwhile, Petr Kasa's, well, he got a 5.5 second lead.
Cooper going very, very aggressive there in the defence, basically parking it on the exit to stop Parker from getting through. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And oh, there's a crash somewhere up there. I don't know what that was, but we'll continue on with this action now. Now, you know I was talking about tyre wear and Petr Kasa. Oscar Hardwick has closed the gap down to 5.6. I fear it is too little, too late, as Kasa is now entering the 3rd sector, whereas Hardwick's, well, he's just entering the 3rd sector now. But, ooh, I think Kasa may very well have got this in the bag.
Really? Really? So you mean with 1 corner to go, you think, you're now thinking, oh, actually, I think he might have won.
He's got 1 more lap, I think, doesn't he?
No, this is it. This is the final corner of the race.
Oh, there we go. So, unless we've been heavily mistaken here, Petr Kasa rounds the final corner to win here at Hungaroring. Fantastic job from the Norwegian there. Oscar Hardwick rounding the final corner now. Decent job to get second. He'll be very happy with that considering where Cooper came. Now let's look back to the battle between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Melim, well, man's been lucky. But here at Hungaroring, he's going to get a podium. Fabulous job there from the Portuguese driver. Alex Cooper comes home in 4th. closely followed by Tom Parker, Roy Schroten. Again, a great team performance from Simic. David Gasper's so unlucky, comes home in 7th. Morten Vernson, good drive there for Royal Blue, comes home in 8th. Racing Team Schroten's Ben Warren home in P9 with Ari Nieuwen for target. Rounding out the top 10, Jordan Weeks up into 11th, not a bad job. Bart de Vos fell back to P12. Ryan Gilmore, considering he came from the back of the grid, he had a few offs, but 13th he'll be happy with. Jake Cooper takes 14th, and then Dimitri Demulmeister, after all the trials and tribulations, takes the final point with Sean Stroud, Ilja Picalo, Glenn Guest, Miles Dixon and Chris Williamson, the 5 men who will be in the hunt for pole position for race 2.
Okay, and then while we sort out who will be that pole position man, we will have the GPVWC 2013 video.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Right, sorry for a few technical problems, can't seem to start the video for some reason.
That was fabulous.
Yeah, so...
What great racing. I mean, I'm sure we'll sort out those issues. You get on the work with that. We have some more interesting bits to do, though. For the first time ever, it's James's random generator of fundum. And we are going to be seeing who goes on ball now. Bradley Vanian, we are going to have a slipstream front row.
Ooh, so Glenn Guest and Miles Dixon.
Miles Dixon on pole position, with Glenn Guest second. They needed a bit of luck. They have certainly got it.
Wow, that's exactly what they need. So Glenn Guest, who was starting last, is now starting second. And I swear I mentioned. Well, we said that Miles Dixon had a good race. He started 15th at the start. He started 15th, but he made his way up. He made a mistake later on, dropped towards Demulmeister, but just had good pace and managed to get his way back up a couple of positions. Those extra couple of positions now mean that he's on pole.
Let's keep in mind Sean Stroud as well, because of course we're keeping an eye on him near the end of the race, and he finished P16, one position away from a point, but he is going to be starting, when math fails me, 19, 18, 17, he's going to be starting P4. There's something about him and the number 4. He's starting P4 though, so...
You don't think that'll be anything regarding multi-21 with Slipstream?
Well, we're certainly going to be seeing how it goes. I mean, Sean Stroud, definitely a front runner. So he is certainly the man to look out for in race 2. Of course, that means that Petter Kassa starts P19. Will he be able to do anything from there, do we reckon? Because, I mean, the tyre wear issues I thought he was going to suffer with, seemingly non-existent.
Who was that?
Petter Kassa.
Well, he was consistent in that race. We can see how he does next time.
Indeed. Oscar Hardwick will be starting P18. Pedro Malim, P17. So, such is the wonders of the reverse grid, and with a slipstream front row, they are successful to a degree in other series. And I think, as I said before, in WSS, well, they've been unlucky because they don't deserve the position they are in, I don't think, at the moment. And, well, we'll just have to see. Glenn Guest, as I've said before, very competent driver. And I'm sure he got in many battles there which stopped him from progressing up the field. But, yeah, oh, well, I think we better just leave that for now. We'll see what happens in the race. So, everyone's just saying congratulations to Petter there. Certainly a commendable effort from the Norwegian. And Target Racing, certainly, well, this is their first event, I believe, in WSS this season. And what a way to start it, 1st and 10th.
Well, yeah, to get 2 top 10s in your first race is brilliant, obviously. And to get a win, obviously, it is a great start there for Target Racing. They've had some good results in Super Cup with Lepela, for example, who's been sort of in the running for the championship. He's currently fighting with Ryan Walker for the title, as James Shepherd isn't racing anymore, as he was the previous championship
Jordan
leader.
Weeks.
Oh yeah, and
Jordan
Weeks,
Weeks
but he
well.
ended up going to Super League.
So, all changed there. It's certainly going to be awesome to see how these drivers do in other series. I mean, it's interesting to see how people perform in different cars, because obviously Alex Cooper, it must be said, he didn't look secure at all, but 4th position is nothing to scoff at. It's still an incredibly good position. Remember, he won a race. You know, he's won a race in every single thing he's taken part in now.
Wow, that's quite a record.
Well, with this, I should say this season. I don't think that. I'm not sure what the stats are for seasons gone by, but he won Austria, pardon me, in both World GT and WSS. And, oh no, did he win it soon?
Who is this?
Alex Cooper. I'm just thinking.
Has he won in Super League?
No, I swear I remember him winning in Austria. You know, I'm going to put my mind at rest, Bradley, because this is killing me.
You mean Super League, Austria?
Super League, yeah.
At Austria.
At Austria. It was either, I remember it was a Midnight who won it. I'm just having a look now. It was Lucas Euler. What am I talking about? So he hasn't won in Super League. But he's won in World GT and WSS. Right. James Kirk, do more research before the races, you fool. I tell you what, I've been compounded with work, unfortunately, today. I wish I could have been a bit more prepared, but such is the way of life. And, well, my embarrassment serving as a funny example to you all. So we've got about 4 minutes of warm-up left, and we've got a bit of
you know what?
A bit of uncertainty in the chat room. And what is what?
I was going to say, let's go through some of the teams. There's been many teams that we've barely talked about. You know, we went through a couple of the main teams last time, sort of through number order mostly. But what about some of the teams we haven't mentioned? Some of the midfield teams, some of the teams that will be looking for those good starting positions for their second race. Shall we look through some of them?
Well, should we have a look at one and just discuss it at length? I think we should do one per race,
let's look
maybe.
at Woods Racing, because I'm already watching a Woods Racing. Sorry, that's Royal Blue Racing, isn't it?
Awkward.
Let's
do Woods Racing. I'm just seeing if there's a Woods Racing out on track for you, good sir. There isn't a Woods Racing out on track. Let's look at Woods Racing anyway. So, drivers today: Chris Williamson and Dimitri Demulmeister. Demulmeister got another point for the team, but there's just something about Woods this season that seems to be following it around. It's almost like a curse hanging over it. They seem to be up in good positions, and then it all goes away during the race. And whether it's from personal mistake or the mistakes of others, it just happens. So how do you think that they can sort of recover from this mindset? Because, I mean, to be fair, they have scored a point, but obviously they will want to be doing better.
I've seen general practice. Now, Chris Williamson, he can have some very good results at times, and he's very experienced. Dimitri Demulmeister isn't as experienced, but my God, when he gets a good result, it ends up being a bloody good result. Yeah, he raced in the 2012 World GT, as it was. Well, yeah, it was
Winter GT.
Yeah, but obviously now it's World GT, and he, you know, in the first race he DNF'd, in the second race he DNF'd before the start line. I know quite a bit about that, being his team owner at the time. And then he ended up getting a top 10 at Fuji, which was round 3. And then in the final round, he got 5th position out of nowhere. He just got 5th, like that. And then in the final round of the Formula Challenge, which is actually his debut to the series, long before the World GT, he ended up winning his first race.
So he is a race winner.
Yes, he is. He won his first ever GPVWC race. There aren't many people that can say that.
Absolutely. So the boy's got potential. Absolutely so. It's just whether he can harness it and get the car home without any scraps, I guess, is the issue. And in WSS, it's going to be harder than other series. But I guess we've got to have faith in him and Chris Williamson. Woods Racing there. I'm not sure exactly where they start. Obviously, we'll go through that when we get to the grids. But I know that for certain, Demil Misa will be starting 6th.
You know, for certain that will be starting in
19th, 18th, 17th, 16th. No, he'll be starting 5th.
Oh,
James does maths, everyone. So he'll be starting 5th. So he's in a position to stay up there at the front, actually.
Yeah, he is in a position.
Well, it's a good position.
Nah,
we'll see how he does. Actually, to be fair, I think Williamson was actually P20, so he missed out on pole position by 1 place.
Yeah, and you know where Sean Stroud is starting again?
He'll be starting 4th.
So he'll be into the lead in turn 1. Okay, that's decided.
I think that's harsh on Slipstream. I think the Slipstream's going to pull a bit of a cork here. And actually, while we're talking about corkers, who do you think is going to be leading when we finish lap 15 of 15?
I think it's Emmy Stroud. He's up there. He had good pace in race 1. He just made a stupid mistake on the first lap. He has the pace. Simple as. He should be able to get a good start. Okay, he may not. I'm not saying he will definitely take the lead, but he'll definitely gain positions. And if he can gain the positions at the start, well, that just makes his job so much easier, because this track is so hard to overtake on.
You know, I am tending to agree with you. I am going to say Sean Stroud for the win. He's broken his run of 4s. I reckon he might be getting a 1.
So, good luck, Sean Stroud, there. No
absolutely.
Pressure.
Good luck to everyone, as we are just finishing up warm-up now. And we are heading out.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Dun dun.
P19 on pole position. First in race 1 in P19. It promises to be a cracker of a race. And we've got 15 laps of it. So, gonna be looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we do have Miles Dixon on pole with Glenn Guest second. So that's I think that's the first. Is that the first? I'm
sure that's
team
the first.
front row. Is that the first team front row of the season?
Ooh, in WSS, I do believe it's the first full team front row. Not legitimate, but they're there nevertheless. It's Miles Dixon who's leading us off on pole position for Slipstream. His teammate Glenn Guest is going to be hounding him, I presume, during these first few laps. He's P2. Ilya Bracalo, he's not been competitive today, but in P3, can the experienced Croatian do anything? We'll have to wait and see. Sean Stroud, the rocket starter, up into P4 from P6 last round. Can he gain the race lead on lap 1? Dimitri Demilmeister, he has the potential for Woods Racing. Can he harness it and get the car home well enough in P5? He's followed by the man who so nearly did it in World GT, Jake Cooper. Less competitive here, but P6, he can still do something there. Ryan Gilmore for Midnight, the highest of the top 3 teams is Ryan. He'll be hoping not to crash. Can he bring it home for a good result? We'll just have to wait and see. Bart DeVos starts P8. He fell back during race 1. Can he hold it together in race 2? Jordan Weeks in P9. Again, a strong competitor. Will he be able to do anything for FA Racing? The top 10 is rounded out by Ari Nieminen for Target Racing. Then going down, we've got Ben Warren, P11 for Racing Team Stroke, Morten Vernonson for Royal Blue. David Gaspers, P13 for Drag Racing. And then the two Simming boys, Roy Schroten leading Tom Parker. We then have the Midnight Motorsport car, Alex Cooper, followed by CSG's Pedro Milim. Oscar Hardwick for Milk Racing Team starts 18, Petter Casson 19, and the top 20 is rounded out by the other Woods Racing car of Chris Williamson. And then the final, we've got a driver change coming up soon. We've got Paul Joseph P21 for Royal Blue, Aaron Shergill for United Races P22, Lee Davidson Epic Racing P23, Scott Bennett RTS P24, Vidas Balchunas P25 for Vodwell, Scott Sovic for FA Racing P26, and Kyle Williams left before qualifying. Martin Palm has reappeared in his place. He's starting P27 on the grid for Milk Racing Team.
Huh. So, these Porsches, even though they may be in endurance racing, this is not an endurance league, and they've done a driver swap. It took a while, though. The driver swap took about, 45 minutes?
Yeah, 45 or so, yeah.
Yeah, you know, with a 26-minute race, 10-minute warm-up, and just some other 10 minutes to sod about.
So, there we go. Palm lining up on the back row of the grid. We now wait for the 4 lights. Miles Dixon from Glen Guest. The lights come on. And here at the Hungarian for the final time, we are racing.
And Sean Stroud
gets the start. Oh, Sean Stroud down, just looking, oh my goodness me, Sean Stroud, look at that, he's up into, oh my goodness me, he's right up alongside Miles Dixon, and he's into the lead of the race. I completely missed him, goodness me. And well, by turn 1, Sean Stroud, we predicted it, is leading already. Miles Dixon second, a decent start from him, but not as good as Sean Stroud. Glenn Guest just about holding off Ilja Bracalo into turn 2. Ilja Bracalo trying to go around the outside there. He's got pushed wide, and yep, Ben Guest holding on to position there. Jake Cooper 5th, Ryan Gilmore up to 6th. Jamil Meester losing 2 positions there into 7th. Bart DeVos holding 8th. Jordan Rees up into 9th. Brilliant start from him. As is David Gaspers up into P10. And oh dear, Jamil Meester's gone wide with Ryan Gilmore. Oh dear me, Ryan, that was very, very close. Scary stuff there. Yeah. The Midnight Boy, keep it on track, son. Oh no, goodness me! Jake Cooper's off! As is Jamil Meester, and there's carnage! Absolute carnage, everyone. Cynic's off, and Royal Blue's off. There's a Target Racing off, and goodness me, I don't know what on earth's gone on, but that was huge carnage. Oh my goodness
I'm gonna try and re-watch this. I can't. I'm gonna try and find one. I'm trying to find Jamil Meester, as obviously he was the car that was involved in it.
No, Jamil Meester's in 12th. It's Williamson. Williamson went off. Jamil Meester's still in P12.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wow. So my prediction about Sean Stroud is correct. Jordan Weeks, he was in 9th position, he started 9th, so not the best of starts, as just said, and let's try and find this again.
He's gained 2 places. Oh no, Ilja Bracalo's round as well! Oh my goodness me, it's all kicking off in race 1, and Oscar Hardwick's into the pits!
That's a drive-through penalty, I'm guessing, for a jump start. Is it okay if we watch that massive crash again? As it completely changes race, some of the big title contenders are involved. I think.
Please, talk us through it. What's happened?
Right, I'm just trying to get back to it. So I'm trying to watch on board to Tamuna Meester. So, I have no idea. It looks like so the car ahead of Tamuna Meester, what was it? Completely forgot his name now. The one that flipped.
Well, there we go.
Cooper, no, Jay. Yeah. He ended up flipping. And he just, I don't know, it didn't seem like there was any contact involved, so that is an absolutely disastrous thing. It looks like there was a complete glitch. No contact actually started the crash. That is...
Right.
Wow.
There is stuff going on, but that is Jake Cooper safely out of the race with suspension damage. Unbelievably, no one else retired from that. But back up at the race lead, it's Sean Stroud, only leading by 6/10. It looks closer than that now from Miles Dixon. Ryan Gilmore, he's kept it clean. He's up into 3rd for Midnight. Brilliant job there. He's gotten around Glenn Guest, and Bart DeVos rounds out the top 5.
Actually, I've just thought, I noticed many people cutting the chicane after that incident. I think Hardwick was one of them. I think he might have got a penalty for it. He either got a penalty jumping the start or cutting the chicane and getting position. Either way, he has got a drive-through penalty.
That'd be extremely lucky if it is, but this is Bart DeVos going through on Ben Guest, and he takes 4th position nicely. Look at Jordan Weeks there in P6. He's going up the inside, and Glenn Guest is getting absolutely mugged. Not a good start. He's falling back into the pack. And here goes David Gaspers now. Around, trying to go around the outside as a switching driver. And look at Ari Niemanen there. He's going to be, I think that was actually Petter Kasser who was caught up the target racing there. And oh no, Ari Niemanen's round. There's a bit of contact there on the exit. And Ben Warren's going to capitalise on it. He's up into P7. And I'm just wondering whether Demulmeister, he's up into P9 now. Can he capitalise on this as well? He's going for the inside of Glenn Gessen. Oh, a bit shaky. Under braking. And Demulmeister takes the position. Nicely done.
Sorry, also Sean Stroud is now starting to get away from Dixon. At one point it was only 4/10, but now it's just over a second as Gilmore closes in the fastest lap of the race, currently set by Ryan Gilmore. As you can see in the background, he's just right on the back of Dixon. So Dixon wasn't able to really defend for long, was he? He was only really able to defend for a couple hundred metres.
Oh! Well held, sir. It's allowed Ryan Gilmore through, but Miles just needs to keep it going now. His teammate Glenn Guess is back in P9, but Miles Dixon's got a huge gaggle of cars. So look, here's Jordan Weeks is battling off David Gaspers. David Gaspers goes through. Brilliant drive here from the Drake Racing driver, but Jordan Weeks is going to have a look on the inside of this corner as well. Oh, incredibly tight. We saw Sean Stroud try something similar to that onto Mulmeister. Oh, and Jordan Weeks having a little slide there, and it went horribly wrong for Stroud. Didn't go so badly for Weeks. He was able to hold it in there. And well, goodness me, what a few. Oh, goodness me, that was a fabulous opening couple of laps. And well, we're still in Sector 3. Everyone's still going round.
I'm looking further back, and I've noticed that both Roy Schroeder and Morten Venison have been heavily affected by that massive dive crash. They are almost a lap behind now. About half a lap behind, both of them. I noticed that Venison was in the wall, and I think the same was for Schroeder.
Oh dear, Glenn Guess is off, and he's taking Harry Niemanen with him. But oh goodness me, I'm sorry for there's just so much going on, everyone. So let's just give you a quick rundown of the top 10. So it's Sean Stroud currently leading from Ryan Gilmore, Miles Dixon, Bart DeVos for Innovision, great driver from him, as is David Gaspers, holding off Jordan Weeks just. Baron Warren 7th, Jamil Meester 8th, Tom Parker 9th, and Glenn Guess has just been overtaken by Ari Niemanen for Target Racing. He's now into the top 10.
And talking of Target Racing, Petacasa is stuck in 15th, so he definitely got affected by a massive pile-up. Hardwick is only 14th, even after going in the pit lane.
That's pretty good. And oh dear, Scott Sovic had a bit of a moment for FA Racing. Ari Niemanen holding off Glenn Guess. He's not letting that 10th position go. And Scott Sovic, who retired on the first lap of the race, I think he'll be thrilled he's still going at the moment. And he's in a points-paying position. All he has to do is keep on track. He seems to be actually, if anything, catching up.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and Oscar Hardwick. Oscar Hardwick's taken Malim. So he's up to P13.
Yes, they may have finished second and third last time, but here they are fighting for 13th position, and now Hardwick might go down the inside of Scott Sovic. No, he's too far behind. Scott Sovic trying to overtake Glenn Guest at the same time for 11th position. Needham starting to get away in that top 10.
Battle for P3. Miles Dixon being caught by DeVos and Gaspers. Wow. Weeks is definitely in the shade there, and Bart DeVos, he made a move here on Gaspers' last lap round, and oh, he looked again. Nothing doing though. Gaspers is looking really aggressive. He's on a bit of a charge as the drag racing driver, and Miles Dixon is really starting to become a bottle cork almost here. I mean, of course the track is wide, but as we've covered, there's not many chances to overtake here whatsoever. And going on to the pit straight again here to start lap 5. Miles Dixon leads just out
Sorry, yeah, Gaspers has got a really good run now on DeVos. He's going to the inside of turn 1, I think. Oh, DeVos has outbraked himself.
Deary me. Oh, he's round! Did Weeks spin him?
I think he might have. He because Jordan Weeks was waiting for it. I thought he did, because I noticed that he braked very late and then got a late apex, and I think that was the reason why they made contact. I'm not going to put any blame on anybody, as I haven't actually seen the replay, and obviously that's not. Well, I'm not the one to judge, but it's an unfortunate incident for both of them. It was Jordan Weeks was finally getting back into it after a very disappointing race 1.
I would say let's have a look at the battle for 3 and 4, but this battle for 6th, 7th, 8th and now 9th is looking very juicy. Bart DeVos is going to try and go around the outside of Dimitri Demulmeister, who's now back up into 6th.
He's going to position again. He's got a really good run. Oh, he had to cut back out of it.
Good defensive driving from Dimitri there. Watch out for Tom Parker as well. Very strong in the final laps of race 1. He's still there, but Jordan Weeks, bit of leaning going on. Tom Parker just able to hold it. but Wick's definitely looking the better driver here. Look at DeVos, still harrying the back of Demilmeister. He wants to get back near the podium positions. I think he's a bit far behind now to do anything. And yeah,
oh no!
No, not.
Oh, and sorry, Miles Dixon being overtaken further ahead by Gaspers. They're still fighting side by side.
Oh yes, indeed he is. I think Gaspers got the inside.
Still got the position with DeVos, and Gaspers has made the move with a bit of contact, and got Miles Dixon got it back for third
he's
position.
got it back.
Wow.
Demilmeister holding on. Oh, who's that gone wide?
It was Drake Racing. David Gaspers went a tiny bit wide of the final corner. Dimitri's still able to defend from DeVos, and there's Jordan Weeks who's looking to make a move now.
I'd say we're going to see a double overtake here. Demilmeister going right over to the pit wall already. He wants to keep 6th position for himself on lap 6 of 15.
I've got to say that was a rather how to say a slightly illegal defensive move. He did move twice across the track.
No, you're allowed to retake your racing line. To be fair, so
well,
I think it's fair enough. I think that's fair enough. If he does it multiple times, that's when we've got an issue. Lee Davidson has left the game, our second retirement of the race. But this is still a juicy battle. Miles Dixon and David Gaspers still scrapping up ahead. Demilmeister just holding on from DeVos, Tom Parker and Jordan Weeks. It's all going to go kicking off. Jordan Weeks actually got a little bit tangled up. Oh, Dan, look at DeVos. He's going around the inside and just about holds it. He's going to have the inside run into the chicane, but Demilmeister still hanging on. He's cut the chicane.
He has to. No, I think he has to let him pass.
No,
he has to let him pass.
Oh,
well.
Let him pass. Why is he?
He wasn't necessarily behind him, but he was sort of going to be overtaken, or at least going to possibly be overtaken. Now there is one thing. I think he might actually have a penalty. It's a possibility at least. That he could have a penalty for cutting.
He should have a penalty for that because he cut the game. Scott Nett's also retired. Yeah, he cut the chicane. Simple as. If he hasn't given the place back now, then he should get a penalty.
Well, that'd be an after race penalty. I was meaning in-game penalty, which is a possibility. Yeah. Well, he isn't running the pits there anyway. So David Gaspers now trying to get a really good run out this final corner and overtake Miles Dixon. Meanwhile, Gilmore is only half a second behind Stroud.
He is.
Wow. No, I didn't even consider Gilmore in the chance of the victory, let alone a podium. And now here he is, and he looks like he will be winning. And Dixon's gone wide at turn 1, but he's managed to keep it round the outside of Gaspers.
Oh no, Gaspers got it. So yeah, Gaspers up into P3. Demilmeister still holding on from DeVos. But let's actually look at this battle for the lead. It's Sean Stroud versus Ryan Gilmore. One guy. What?
Sorry, still watching. Look at this. Miles Dixon is still side by side with David Gaspers, which is something you don't really expect to see in these cars. But anyway, yeah.
I think Gaspers is pretty ahead now. So back up to the race for the lead. This is the most important battle on track at the moment. The gap's now down to 3/10. And actually, sorry, what I said there. Miles Dixon's actually overtaking Gaspers. We digress. Sean Stroud had a bit of a mare last race. Ryan Gilmore's had a bit of a mare in terms of starting the championship. If he's able to get past Sean Stroud and hold on for the rest of the race, this could be the kickstart to his campaign that he needs for midnight.
Well, yeah, it's exactly what he needs. He's had some not bad results in the Formula Challenge. He's had some podiums, but it just hasn't gone to plan for him in these tin tops, has it?
No,
and although he may be holding the car number 4, he hasn't.
What's happened to Demilmeister? Demilmeister's gone off. Sorry to cut you off there. Demilmeister's gone off. He's now P11.
Well, he's ahead of DeVos, and
no, he's not. No, he's not.
No, he was. I meant when I watched the replay. It looks like he just clipped the grass. He's clipped the grass in the fast right-hander, which has made him lose the car. But he managed to. Oh, and Jordan Weeks on the Jordan Weeks and Oscar Hardwick. So Oscar Hardwick's made his way up to this battle for the top 10. And he's around the outside of the final corner, and that is what you never expect to see. And he's now moved up into 8th position. An absolutely spectacular move there from the Milk Racing team driver.
I just saw a spin. Glenn Guest, the first of the Slipstream cars, has retired once again. Such a shame from what were good aspects. Gasper's gone wide as well. And what's happened? Oh dear, he's pulled over. And he's gone! He's run out of fuel!
How can you run out of fuel? How can you run out of fuel halfway through the race?
Well, whatever happened, I imagine he might have had a contact somewhere. And
no, it didn't look like there was any contact. I was watching it with Miles Dixon, and nothing happened. He just slowed down on the straight and just pulled off.
Well, That's a very good result for Drake Racing. Thrown away.
Yeah,
and that's a real shame.
I don't understand. If he was running out of fuel, then surely he would have known. There's a bit, you know, it's pretty obvious if you go, oh, contact between Jordan Weeks and Oscar Hardwick, and Oscar Hardwick has spun, and Jordan Weeks has waited for him. That's not what we want to see. That was a bit of contact just going into the chicane. Jordan Weeks just taps the back of Hardwick.
Sorry to drag your attention away from that, but look at Sean Stroud v Ryan Gilmore.
Well, yeah, it was the championship leader there being spun. I think it's fair enough to talk about it.
Very true, but we've got the race winners supposedly here battling for the lead. Sean Stroud hanging on by the bit between, I don't know, the nail. The saying escapes me. He's hanging on for dear life from Ryan Gilmore. We're now entering lap 9 of the race. How on earth has Sean Stroud able to hold on to Gilmore? I will not know. Maybe Gilmore's trying to play it conservative. He knows he's had a bad start. Second will be good enough for him, but surely that race win will be very tempting for him.
Well, what I'm thinking is a bit more of a miracle is how Miles Dixon, the Slipstream Racing driver, is only third. Now he defended from David Gaspers for about 7 laps, and now he's still able to defend from Ben. Oh no, he isn't.
No,
he just lost position.
Ben Warren.
Right. Okay, commentator goes bye.
Mind you, Ben Warren is doing a stunning job for Racing Team Schroten.
Oh, this is brilliant. He had a really good quality. He started 8th. He had a good race one, to an extent, and now he's in a podium position. Now let's see if Miles Dixon can actually regain the position. He regained the position on David Gaspers.
Oh, he's spun him round! Oh, well, that was a bit too close.
He has.
Oh, DeVos is gone! That was so unlucky. DeVos just completely blindsided. He's still going, thankfully. But, oh, that was...
Well, Miles Dixon has gained the position, but not in the way that we would have wanted to see him gain that position.
I want him... Well, I don't know. Oh, and, what's it? Oh, someone's retired with suspension. That is Bart DeVos is gone. Oh, real shame. So 2 real good top 10 finishes out the window. Oh, dearie me. It's all kicking off.
Is this Oscar Hardwick and Demula Meester fighting in the middle sector?
No, this is Jamil Meester. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. This is Jamil Meester in Hardwick. Goodness me, I don't know what Oscar Hardwick was trying to do there.
Not anymore, anyway. Not anymore.
Yeah. Oscar Hardwick up into 8th. Petter Casa, though. Oh, and Ben Warren's gone as well. Oh, dearie me. So,
well,
commentators curse again.
Well, there was major contact between Warren and DeVos, so that doesn't really surprise me. And Gilmore's dropped back from Stroud. Has Gilmore got tyre wear or something?
1.3 seconds behind Sean Stroud.
Oh,
just wonder if tyre wear is an issue. Miles Dixon is looking to defend now from Tom Parker. It must be said, Dixon has to be the luckiest driver ever seen in WSS history. He's been in 3rd more times than anyone else probably in the championship. Tom Parker is up into 3rd now. I'm saying he's lucky because he's managed to stay up in the top 5.
It's not totally luck. It's very good driving, similar to Eddie. Well, you know, obviously in other leagues he is actually teammates with Simon Crane, and actually in this Simon Crane is sort of in the sister team SS Motorsport, which is sort of Slipstream, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got to say, Miles Dixon does seem to be quite quick there through that turn 4. He must have got past. He must have got past Gaspers there, because that was where we didn't see, and that was the only real corner that we didn't see.
Presumably, his speed through that sector is what caught him out in terms of spinning round Ben Warren.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get on to.
I do wonder whether he'll get a penalty for that, though.
Well, obviously it's not really hard to judge. It's hard to judge for us, but there was contact made, and it affected Warren, and in the end, DeVos.
Yeah,
from what we saw, from what we saw, Dixon did hit the back of Warren. But we don't know the full story.
Right, so battle back up at the front. Sean Stroud leading by half a second once again. Ryan Gilmore's really close up under the space of the lap, and oh my goodness me, that's the grass, Ryan. You're not a lawnmower, and that's going to have lost him time on the straight. You must wonder whether Ryan had an off the previous lap, so he fell behind by by a few tenths or so, and this has been his worry this season, consistency. We're on lap 11 of 15, only 4 more laps to go or so. Will he be able to do it? I'm not sure. Tom Parker not putting away from Miles Dixon. It must be said that he is safely in P3 with Ari Niemanen. Good race for him. He's up into P5. Pedro Malim has just been overtaken by Petter Kassa, last race's winner. He's now up into P6, and Malim's going to have to be worrying about Oscar Hardwick. These are the 3 podium sitters from last race in P6, 7 and 8.
Oh!
Yeah, Malim not very good on entry there, and Oscar Hardwick, I reckon, is in fact, if anything, these 3 are going to finish in the same podium places which they finished last race.
Right, and you know, on the opening lap of race 1, you're saying how disastrous the season's been for Scott Sovic.
Yes.
But he's currently in 11th.
He is, and he's behind his teammate John Weeks in 10th.
Yes.
So good stuff from Sovic, actually, and Bracalo as well. I think he'll be happy, although he started on the front row. He's been nowhere near competitive as he was in Austria. P12, he'll be happy with that. Alex Cooper recovering. He's only P13. Martin Palm from the back of the grid, P14. Points for him.
Oh.
He'll be saving a little bit.
And look at this battle, inter-team rival here between the Royal Blues.
And Joseph. Yeah, Bernson and Joseph. Bernson, the one out of the points currently. And yeah, they'll be interested to see how that one ends, actually. Ryan Gilmore, as we enter lap 12 of 15, is still 7/10 behind Stroud.
It's now 1.1 seconds. I was just going to say,
it is.
There's going to be a lot more retirements than there was just about 45 minutes ago. A lot more retirements.
Absolutely. Well, it was one retirement. It was Scott Sovic in race 1. Your current retirement so far, though, Jake Cooper, that massive crash suspension damage. Lee Davidson, I believe, quit out. He must have spun somewhere. Scott Bennett, suspension. Glenn Guesty spun it. Rage quit. David Gaspers ran out of fuel. And then Bart DeVos and Ben Warren, unfortunately, colliding and losing out both on lap 8 of 15. And yeah, as you say, Sean Stroud is starting to pull away from Ryan. And you must wonder, is Ryan's tyres causing him issues at this late stage?
I think in a way, yes, but I think while it is oh god, I think he's probably got I think that from what I've just seen, just completely contradicted my answer, because he just spun, and that's really just giving Stroud the victory. I was gonna say that I think Gilmore's got not as bad tyre wear as Stroud, but he's struggling to adapt. He's making mistakes, he's being inconsistent, but overall he was faster than Stroud. At least he was anyway.
You know, I didn't even bother go, for Gilmore, because his consistency needs to be worked on. I know he's got Formula Challenge. Look at his teammate, Alex Cooper. He's currently in 3 different leagues in GPVWC alone, and he's doing much better.
Including the Super League,
including the Super League,
which is a higher league than the Formula Challenge.
So I know Ryan. I think he's new here, but Ryan needs to work on it. Nevertheless, though, let's be fair.
Melim and Hardwick are really getting into each other now in this final sector. They've been fighting for a while.
I reckon he might have him.
Now Hardwick's now doing a slipstream. He's not in slipstream racing though, but he's going around the outside of turn 1, and that's not a very good tip. That wouldn't really be a good team name, would it? Outside of turn 1, outside of turn 1
we've seen people do it before. Outside of turn 1 motorsport. A bit of a dodgy name if you ask me, if they go for only turn 1, but nevertheless, Oscar Hardwick looking right, he looks left, and he really can't do anything. A little love nudge on Malim, dearie me, he lets Malim get away with that one, because that was a little bit naughty, but Malim really struggling now, and I'm surprised actually that he hasn't been able to overtake him. Look at the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. We have the 2 target racings of Ari Nieminen and Petter Kassa, 5th and 6th. And Ari Nieminen is really starting to hassle the back of Dixon. Tom Parker's not been able to get away much either, so it still could be a close battle as we are going to enter, once Sean Stroud crosses the line sooner or later, the final 2 laps of this race.
Yeah, and I can't see him losing this race, you know. We both predicted him to win. I predicted him to be leading after turn 1, which he did.
I did as well. I agreed with you.
Yeah. It's easy to be smart after the event.
Indeed. But Miles Dixon, he's just gone wide. And can both targets mug him? He's able to stay ahead of Nieminen by pure case of ping lag. But his going wide has allowed Petter Kassa to catch up fully with Nieminen. And I'd say it's only a matter of time. We're now on lap 14. No, we're not. We're on lap... What are we on?
Well, yeah, we are on lap 14.
Yeah, 14 and 15. That's right, I'm getting myself confused. It is. I'm just looking at Ryan Gilmore, and he's gained a second or so on Shroud.
Oh, target! And who was that went off? Casa. Oh,
that was Casa.
And Hardwick has just made an absolutely magnificent move on Melim, only to be re-overtaken him at the exit of the corner.
Good defensive driving from Melim. The Portuguese driver really showing his worth for CSG Racing. Hardwick looks to the right of him, and he's going to try and go around the outside. Melim harrying him so much, and he's just about holding on. Fabulous driving from Pedro, really making a good name for himself after the WGT mess up in the race lead. I mean, really, really good stuff, but I fear that Oscar Hardwick just has too much speed.
Well, Oscar Hardwick was actually ahead of Melim earlier, so I wouldn't... Well, he clearly couldn't get away anyway, because Melim just made a move right back at him. And that was absolute carnage at the opening lap. Not exactly bad carnage, but it was definitely good action. You know, we saw Target Racing almost go into the back of Dixon, and then we saw Oscar Hardwick almost being forced into the wall in a Barrichello Schumacher situation with Melim, and you don't want to go and move there. Me.
He's tried that move before, and he's scared Melim.
He pressured him into a mistake. He just pressured Melim into a mistake, and I think it's worked, because now he's got the inside for the right-hander, and it's worked. He's gone down the inside a bit.
It's side by side. Ooh. And Hardwick gets the position. That was bizarre.
Yeah, personally...
Melim.
I was just gonna say, I don't really think Hardwick did anything wrong, and Melim's given him the place back, so
he just scared him off the road. Anyway. Yeah, fair play from Melim, letting Hardwick back through. On the final lap, 15 of 15, Sean Stroud leads 5 seconds or so ahead of Ryan Gilmore. Tom Parker a further 10 seconds down the road, and look at the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, flaring up against Miles Dixon being the two target boys, Ari Nieminen and Petter Casa. From what I've seen of Dixon's defensive driving, though, I think he may very well have it. It's good to be everyone's lagging out for me. Goodness me, that was high ping for me. Very high ping. And indeed.
Dixon! Oh, you do not want to be cut in the corner that much. I cannot believe Dixon didn't spin the car there.
Very lucky indeed. In fact, he did. Well, he spun up the cars, but look at Nieminen. Look at Nieminen. He's looking up the inside. And can he outbrake Dixon? Oh my goodness
no, he can't.
Me. He forces Dixon wide. And I think...
Yeah. Is Dixon letting pass? No, he isn't. See,
no, to be fair, Dixon got pushed out. Got pushed over the chicane.
I was going to say that, but it looked for a minute there that Miles was slowing down, which I don't think he needed to. Right, we got.
I would keep with this, but we need to look at Sean Stroud.
Oh, sorry, there's one corner. I think that's
okay, we're going to keep him. And Miles Dixon still holding on. Let's look at Sean Stroud now as he rounds the final corner. He has led since turn 1, and Sean Stroud wins in Hungaroring, wins race 2. Fabulous effort there. Looking now back at Ryan Gilmore, almost had the race win. Good second though, gets his jump start. He jump starts his campaign effectively. Tom Parker.
What's happened to Target? What's happened to
Nieminen? Niemenen's found himself by Melim. I've got no idea. It must have been a complication for Miles Dixon.
The teammates made contact.
The
Casa hit the back of Nieminen. Just when Nieminen was actually going to overtake Dixon, we just cut away with it to go to Stroud, and he's lost position to Milk Racing, Oscar Hardwick and Melim. That was absolutely disastrous for them.
He has. So your podium sitters, Stroud, Gilmore and Parker, brilliant job there. Miles Dixon comes home in 4th, great effort from him. He did exactly what I did at the race, which I described earlier. Brilliant job, sir. Petter Casa spun his teammate, got 5th. They're not going to be happy bunnies at Target. Oscar Hardwick, 6th from P18. Brilliant job there. Pedro Melim, P7. He'll be very happy with that. Nieminen, not so happy from P8. John Weeks, P9, overtook Dimitri Demulmeister for P10. P10 actually not bad for Demulmeister. Good job from him there. Then we've got Alex Cooper, P11. Scott Sovic, P12. Martin Parr on P13 from the back of the grid. Ilja Prakalo, more points. Even though he started 4th, he's 14th. And Morten Vernonson wins the Battle of the Royal Blues. He came home in P15.
Okay, so
yeah.
In a couple of if any drivers want to come in for some final end of the race interviews, they can.
Hopefully we'll have the podium sitters. I think we're going to have Stroud, Gilmore, and Parker. Hopefully.
So yeah, we'll just be waiting in the next couple of minutes. So what were your overall thoughts, not just on that race, but the whole event as a whole?
I would say absolutely brilliant event for the spectators. Race 1 was fabulous with chopping and changing everywhere. Race 2, absolute carnage, but fair play to Sean Stroud. He led from turn 1, and the Rocket Man deservedly won, I think. He had a bit of a mare in race 1, but it all played out for him in the end. Fair play to him.
Yeah, I completely agree. It'd be good to get some drivers in. Currently no one. Could you, James, would you be able to try and find some drivers?
I will...
Oh, no, sorry, it's okay, early.
Too early?
No, it's fine. We should be getting drivers.
We should. We absolutely should. And I wish I could tell you exactly what's happened to the drivers or constructors, but I can't because I've got no idea what's going on.
Well, Oscar Hardwick, I think he'd still be leading the championship as Alex Cooper, who was in second. So. Alex Cooper didn't have the best possible rounds, as let's hurry. I've got some drivers in. So first off, we have Oscar Hardwick, and then we have also Tom Parker.
Drive.
Right, so here we go. Right, so we don't have Ryan Gilmore. However, we do have Oscar Hardwick, who we do believe is still current championship leader, came second in race 1. We have Tom Parker, who got third in race 2, and Pedro Malim, who got third in race 3. So we'll start with you, Oscar. We believe you're still in the championship lead, second in race 1, 6th in race 2. You must be very happy with those results.
Definitely happy with the second. No complaints there. Second feels like a win when it's Petter in front of you, I can tell you that much, because he's so quick. Race 2, I think a few people had their heads screwed on backwards or something. There are a couple of guys that I need to have more than just a stern word with, and not only that, but I was barely there and barely with it, because I jumped the start and had a drive-through straight away, so had a mountain to climb about 3 times in that race, getting spun round, punted and whatnot. Big well done to Pedro. The battle that I had with him is easily the best that I've had in months, so 6th is still good points, and I can't complain with it, so it was alright, and leading the championship is obviously still a very, very nice place to be.
And you know what? I think we should actually go and talk to Pedro. I was heartbroken for you in World GT after you pulled a master stroke in the pit stops, but then it all sort of fell away. Your driving today was nothing short of outstanding. A podium in race 1, fabulous battle with Oscar Hardwick, defending what seemed like for months. How happy are you with your result, and what can you take forward from this?
Well, the 2 races obviously were great for me. Podium, I couldn't ask for more in first race with Oscar and Petter in front of me. The second race was quite good, but I think I could find some more places if Spunt in front of me didn't happen and that big crash in the first few laps. But after all, it was a nice result in the end of the day.
Brilliant, and best of luck for the next few races. And then we have Tom Parker. We do actually have an extra interview after this. Tom Parker, third in race 2. Good result actually in race 1 as well. Simink, I remember you not being very confident about Simink's chances in the constructors, but you were third going into Hungaroring. Your third place here, and indeed the team's good results apart from Roy being unlucky in race 2. It's looking up for the purple cars.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever sweated so much in my life in race 2. I couldn't believe it. That was third place I wasn't expecting at all, especially after that massive crash going into the chicane in lap 1. I think I got hit and then thought, right, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go across the chicane. Didn't get a drive through, luckily, but yeah, it's the way it works. And in race 1, I must admit, well done Pedro. His defending is astounding. I don't know how the hell he kept that many people behind. But
Please keep it clean.
5th place and 3rd place I'm very happy with. I didn't think I had a chance coming into this weekend, or today. And yeah, 3rd and 5th, I'll have that.
Absolutely. Well done to you. And Circuit to Catalonia next. Is it a good track for you? Do you think that Simink can push forward from what's been a very positive evening for you?
Well, everyone knows how I start at Spain. But Spain, I like the track, it's alright, but I've never had much luck there. So with any luck, it'll be able to change, but we'll just have to see, I suppose. I'm quietly confident, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, thank you for your time. And finally, we end with Scott Sovic. We were talking a bit about you in the race, actually. Of course, the only retirement in race 1. However, your race 2 performance was really, really good. I believe you finished P12 in the end. You've got points on the board. FA Racing's chances looking good then?
Yes, obviously Jordan is going to be the main driver this season. Although I do hope I can get some points, well, quite early on, especially at the next race at Barcelona. And yeah, I'll just see how it goes. I have driven at Barcelona a couple of times before, and it's a track I'm used to, but it's not one of my favourite tracks.
Righty-ho. Well, thank you very well. Best of luck to you there. Hopefully it will pay dividends to you. It seems that there's a couple of people who are not very content with Spain, but if anything, that should make for some even more excellent racing. You heard it here first. We're back at the Circuit de Catalunya. We're stalking the career ladder still. And we're going to be back in 2 weeks. And so, without further ado, it's been brilliant racing. It's been brilliant commentary from Bradley Vanian.
And it's been, it's been rather average. Now I'm taking from Jace Kirk. Brilliant commentary.
We do love each other, really. We've been GPVWC WS team, and we'll see you in Spain. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.